Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with 4 new pumpkin decor pieces for you today. These came out so cute, and I'm super excited to show you how to make them. So, I will be starting out with my Hello Hobby markers from Walmart. I'll be using a ruler. I have these birthday tiaras, Dollar Tree. I have my jot glue stick and some berry garland from Dollar Tree. Some various leaves that I have in my stash. I have the mason jar summer sign and also this blank wood pumpkin. And I have ribbon from Old Time Pottery. I have my chalk paint from Hello Hobby. I also have paint from Apple Barrel and paint from Waverly. And the paint that I have in sage and white is Hello Hobby, and the chocolate and territorial beige are from Apple Barrel. The pumpkin is Waverly. So I started out by getting all of this glitter off of this mason sign. I'm just going to scoop this up on this cutting mat just to show you how much glitter Dollar Tree puts on their little signs. It's just way too much glitter. So we're going to get rid of all of that glitter, and then I'm going to go in with this brown craft paper and just cover the back of that up, just to make it nice and neat, using my jot glue stick and just getting this brown craft paper adhered to the front of this sign, which will now be the back of my sign. So I went in with my Hello Hobby chalk paint in the color white and gave this one rough coat of paint. You guys know that I'm going to distress it, so why waste all that paint when you're just going to scrape it right back off? Set that aside, let it dry. I'm going to take this blank wooden pumpkin and pull that raffia bow off, set it to the side because we will be using it in this DIY. And I'm just scraping off all of that extra glue and sanding it down. Now I'm going to give it a single coat, a single coat of this Waverly orange chalk paint in the color pumpkin. You guys, my voice is back, not 100, but it is better. So I hope that this video sounds a little better than the last one. Now I'm taking my Apple Barrel paint in the color Melted Chocolate, and I'm just going to dry brush the raised areas of the pumpkin and also the stem of the pumpkin. I'm going to take this little skewer stick and scratch up the top of that stem, just giving it a little bit more texture and dimension, making it look a little more realistic. Now I'm going in with my Hello Hobby chalk paint in sage and just dry brushing over that brown. Going to take my Hello Hobby chalk paint in white and dry brush over the brown and the green, and actually over the entire pumpkin as well, just giving it texture and dimension. I went back in and I sanded everything down just to soften it up. And now I'm going to take my ruler and make a straight line after I place my pumpkin, just to make sure that I have enough room to write pumpkin patch. We'll go back in and glue that pumpkin down in just a little bit. So I'm freehanding the words pumpkin patch in pencil, and then I will go back in with my Sharpie and get everything nice and dark and nice and neat. I like using the pencil first so that I can correct any mistakes that I made in my handwriting. And now I'm going to go back in with my Hello Hobby marker and darken everything up and make it nice and neat. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this video. I am so happy to have you here. I am happy to be back and recording. This is such a cute DIY, but it is not my favorite. If you want to know which one my favorite is, you're going to have to keep watching. As always, comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the 4 that I'll bring to you today. So I'm going in and erasing all my pencil lines, and we're going to distress this a little more. We're going to distress the wording, going to just sand over top of that and make it look all rustic and old, which is what I absolutely love to do. Going in with some wood glue and some hot glue on the back of this pumpkin to get it adhered to the mason jar. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for choosing D's Cute and Crafty as one of your crafting channels that you enjoy watching. I love having you here. Talk to me in the comments. I love talking to you, and I will respond. May take me a minute, but I will get back to you. So just adding those leaves, and I'm going to retie this raffia. I thought maybe the 3 pieces were too much, so I thought about just one, but then it looked a little skimpy, so I retied it back in the 3 pieces that it originally was, and then in the final DIY, you'll see where I separated the bow and made it a little more fluffy. It just seemed to sit a little bit flat to me, so you'll see in the end what I ended up doing to it to give it a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more oomph. It needed something. Now I'm going to add some of this berry garland in the burgundy and orange. I'll add 2 tendrils of that and then just 1 of the gold. I'm going to cut off some little pieces of this leaf just to cover up the glue where I added the tendril, because there really isn't any way to really get that glue down without, you know, a good amount of glue, because it's so tiny. You really have to get it in there. So I just added some of that leaf to cover that right up. So now I'm going to take this birthday tiara, which I love to use for the look of tin or metal, and we're going to use that to make the lid of this mason jar. So I start out by cutting the square ends off, taking my wire cutters and pulling that wire out of there. Be careful pulling that out. Also be mindful of the staples that are in the birthday tiara, because you don't want to get any of that, any of those staples caught in your finger. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I've done it. So now that I've got that nice and pliable, you take the metal out and it becomes very pliable because it's just paper. I'm going to hot glue that down and then trim it off. I really love the look of this paper, corrugated silver paper for a top on this or a lid on this. And now I'm just going to take my jute cord and wrap around the top of this mason jar a couple times. Give it that farmhouse look that I love. And get that glued down. Cut off any of the leaf that is covering up my words. And now we're going to make our bow. This ribbon is so pretty and good quality ribbon. Again, I got it from this place here in Ohio called Old Time Potter. I'm guessing you can get this burlap and black buffalo check ribbon off of Amazon. I've seen people use a ribbon that's very similar to this. I've not seen this pumpkin and buffalo check ribbon before on Amazon, but I'm sure you can find something very similar. But these two go together so well. I absolutely love it. It's good quality ribbon. So we're just going to make our loops like I always do, and then make my tails and dovetail them, and just pinch everything together and tie it with some jute. This is my go-to way to make a bow. And because I did not punch my holes in the top of my sign before I glued everything together, I could not see where the holes were. So I had another mason jar and I just lined it up with this one and then punched the holes through using the other mason jar as a guide. Then I just threaded the jute cord back through that I had on the sign previously. And I'm just going to glue my bow to the top. And this one is. And this one is done. How cute is this? I love it. It makes for a very nice door sign for my front door or my garage door leading into the house. I'm not really sure where I'm putting it yet, but it is so cute. Moving on to DIY number 2, you're going to need some Mod Podge, some jute cord, and one of these crate-looking wooden pumpkins, greenery of your choice, and napkin of your choice. I found these really cute napkins at the Dollar General for $2.99. I think you get like 14 napkins, and you get 2 actual images per napkin. So I'm just going to start out by separating this napkin because it is a 2-ply. I'm not going to paint this wood pumpkin. Normally I would paint it white underneath, but for this I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm just laying this down with some Mod Podge. This was super simple and it is gorgeous. It is my favorite of the 4 that I'm showing you today. I don't know what has drawn me to this. The simplicity of it is one thing, but it's just so pretty. So we're just going to lay down that Mod Podge, get out as many wrinkles as you can. You guys know I am not the Mod Podge queen, so my DIYs have wrinkles in them when I'm doing Mod Podge, and I don't mind it at all. I just think it adds to my rustic decor that I love, so it does not bother me. I know I can go over it with the iron and different things, heat techniques, but I'm good with it. I'm okay with it, you guys. I truly am. I love this one. So after I get this laid down, I'm just going to go in with my Gator sander and clean it up. Just make those edges nice and crisp. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and score in between the openings of this, of the wood slatted pumpkin. Looks like a picket fence kind of design. And I'm just going to sand down as much as I can with my gator, and then I'm going to go back in with a nail file and get in between those grooves and really get it nice and crisp. This came out so nice. Love it. I am going to add some of this cream color hops bush that I got from Dollar Tree. I love this hops bush. It is so pretty. And then I'm going to add a few of these stems from Hobby Lobby. And I don't know what kind of flower this is, but I thought it was very pretty, so I'm going to use it as well. I'm going to use my jute cord to bundle this little flower arrangement together. Then I'm going to use my awl to punch 2 holes at the top of this pumpkin. And I'm going to use my paddle wire to wire that bundle to the top of the pumpkin. Now I'm going to take my furniture marker and I'm just going to fill in the top of that stem. I'm going to make a jute cord bow. Add the jute cording back to the top of this pumpkin, and she is done and ready to go. You guys, if you are enjoying this content, please give it a big fat thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. It lets YouTube know that you like it, and it pushes me out. And it pushes me out just a little bit more so that other people can see my videos and enjoy my content as well. If you're new here and you haven't pushed that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. I would love to have you as part of the Cute and Crafty family. And to all my Cute and Crafty family members that have been with me for a while, you know I love you. And thank you so much for joining me today. This is DIY number 2. Moving on to DIY number 3, I'm going to be using some jute cord, some of my leaves, some of the birch pieces of wood, one of these foam pumpkins, and the orange and black buffalo check infinity scarf from Dollar Tree. Everything is from Dollar Tree except my jute cord, which is from Walmart. This one is super simple. It's going to go so fast. If you blink, you're going to miss it. So we're going to start out by taking the stem out of this pumpkin, and we're just going to wrap it with this infinity scarf. And I'm showing you that the infinity scarf is doubled. It's folded over double. I'm just going to take my hot glue and just wrap and glue, wrap and glue. And it looks a little, wonky, but you're going to tuck and pull and make everything nice and straight and smooth as you glue things down. I'm going to be taking my nautical cord from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to make some lines for this pumpkin just to give it some shape and definition. I'm going to start to hot glue those down. I keep seeing all of these stuffed pumpkins and cloth pumpkins and yarn pumpkins, and they're so cute in your decor, but they're pricey. If you buy them from like home goods stores and places like that, they can be a little pricey. So this is a very inexpensive way to make your own. This came out super cute. I love it. Just adding some leaves at the top after getting that stem piece glued down. I'm going to go back in with my jute cord and just make sure that that stem stays in place by giving the stem some security with that cording, just making it more stable. And of course it adds another layer of texture and cuteness and farmhousiness. Yeah, that's not a word. But anyway, I love this. The colors are just so pleasing to my eye. There she is, all done. This would be cute on a tiered tray. It's actually pretty good size, so you'd have to have a good size tiered tray. Or, in a vignette with some other pumpkins, like some yarn pumpkins and some wood pumpkins, just all together different kinds and textures. It would look good like that in a bowl, a dough bowl on a table. There's so many ways this can be styled. Super cute. DIY number 4, we're going to need some of the skeletons from the Dollar Tree, one of these foam pumpkins, again from Dollar Tree, some of the Decor mesh, some jute twine, black chalk paint, white markers, ribbon of choice, and a little piece of MDF. I have the Dollar Tree spiders and the cupcake bats, and I have some wood beads that I have painted and distressed. So I'm going to start out with painting my little homemade tag in black, and I just use some MDF to make this. And then I'm going to take my white Sharpie and write the word boo. Going to sand down the sides and distress it and make it look old and scary. I don't know if it makes it look scary, but it definitely makes it look old. I'm going to take my jute cord and just thread that through the hole. I like to tie a knot before I add any beads. I just think it gives it a cuter kind of look. And then I'm going to add some hot glue to the tip of the cord just to stiffen it up so the beads are easily threaded on. Now this foam pumpkin, I painted it black, and I knew I would use it at some point. So today's the day. And then I took I think I just took a pencil and made a big circle around the top so that I would have a guide so I could cut this out And I'm just cutting it carefully with my X-Acto knife and popping that lid out with my paint scraper. And I'm going to go back in and paint just the inside of the pumpkin black. I'm not going to paint it all the way down inside because you're not going to see it. And I'm going to paint the inside of that lid black as well. So now I'm taking my skeletons and I'm trying to see how they're going to fit down in here. They're too long. They're not sitting right. So I just ripped the legs off. Yep, I did. We don't need them. At least not for the inside. We're going to hang some out on the outside. So now I'm just looking, trying to see how I want to place them and get them glued down. We're going to be using 3 of them. Just putting the lid back on to see how I want that to go. I think I'm just going to stack it on top of their heads to make it look like they're peeking out. And we're going to put one of the hands up. And I just bended it back. This is very pliable plastic. I just put one of the hands back to make it look like it is holding the lid up. Adding some hot glue to the tops of their heads so that that lid will sit the way I want it to. I'm sorry you guys can't see exactly how I'm putting this together. I'm going to turn it around. And you can see that it's all white inside. But again, we're going to use that orange deco mesh to stick down in there. And that's going to cover up all the white that you see in the bottom of the pumpkin. I took one of the plastic orange spiders and just hot glued it to the top. And now I'm just making some little puffs with the deco mesh. And I'm adding some of that black and white chevron ribbon to that and tying it on with some jute cord. And we're just going to stuff it down in there. And then we'll hot glue the ends of it on the outside once I get it placed how I want it. Took some more of that chevron and made some dovetails, and I stuffed that in and pulled it out the sides to make it look like it's popping out, and I just hot glued it down the way I wanted it as well. I thought about putting some of the legs at the top, but then it was too much going on. I wouldn't have anywhere to put my beaded boo tag, so I took that off. And I'm going to put my tag on and just glue it to the top. This was easy, very easy, and a nod to Halloween. This is DIY number 4 and the finished project. It is the last one of this video. I dry brushed it with some of the Hello Hobby white chalk paint just to make it look old and distressed and, you know, scary, a little spooky. I love this one. It is super cute, not too scary, but it does scream Halloween. So I am enjoying this DIY for sure. It will end up at my daughter's house, but I do like it. And here is the final reveal of all 4 pumpkins that I brought to you today. I truly hope that you enjoy this video. And again, if you do, please give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. It helps my channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate having you here. Don't forget to comment and let me know which one is your favorite. Thank you once again for being here. You guys are amazing. I can't tell you enough how much I enjoy talking to you. You guys, as always, be blessed, stay safe, and until I see you in my next one, craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.